Hello there, I'm Veganius. You know, I'm a huge Star Wars nerd, and I grew up worshipping Revenge of the Sith. Like, my friends and I, we worship Revenge of the Sith in my teen years. Like, we constantly watch the videos, like the memes, the stupid YouTube poops and stuff like that, man. I to the point where, and I really shouldn't say this, I think at one point, I sort of LARPed a little bit, and I'm going to need to double check the definition, make sure it's not some sort of offshoot of furry dogging or something like that, but I think I LARPed. Everyone, don't tell anyone I know, please. Everyone in my family will be disappointed, including like my nan. I could just imagine her pausing Spotify Vera Lynn, turning to me and saying, "Son, do what?" You know, it's oh no. I mean, look, it was crazy times. But yeah, that's not what we're talking about today. We're not talking about Star Wars. We're going to talk about Call of Frickin' Duty, dude. Because check it out, badass frickin' Mountain Dew time. Modern Warfare 2 is the highest selling Call of Duty game of all time, beating Modern Warfare 3. Which is absolutely insane, and both good and bad and slightly confusing. Obviously, firstly, it is bad. I don't like seeing billionaire companies or billion-dollar companies doing so well and making so much money. The idea of Bobby Kotick even getting like a tenner from someone just makes me feel sick to my stomach. The smarmy cunt. I'm not a fan of Bobby Kotick, and obviously there are games that deserve it a lot more. But on the other hand, there's not much I can do about it, and the game's badass. It's really fun, and honestly, it's so good to see so many people get so excited and absolutely go crazy for a game with respawns and arena maps. All these things that sort of got left at the wayside in the past sort of 5 or so years. And at a sort of cursory glance, you could have assumed that it was done, and Respawn gaming as a whole was just sort of phasing out. But I guess not. I guess it's still alive and well, and this is proof of it. I mean, this is huge. This is a massive release, and it isn't the non-respawn mode. And also, surprisingly, it's not the free one, which really confuses me. This is not Warzone. People didn't download this game to play Warzone. They downloaded it to play Modern Warfare 2. A lot of people love Warzone, but no, this is the Modern Warfare 2 aspect of it, the part that is classic and plays like the classic games. So maybe this is a message to the industry that no, this sort of gameplay is not dead. Don't worry about it. But one of the other confusing things is that Vanguard, famously was the worst performing Call of Duty since COD 4 in the UK. So to see this is absolutely shocking. But it's good. It's mostly good, and a great message to the industry. But not if you ask Twitter, dude. Man, if you ask Twitter, this is up there with, a potential, what do they call it, rapture. Maybe this is the rapture. Possibly, the rapture involves Captain Price climbing out of the ground and saying, "Hey, we got a mission to Russian. We got a mission to rush into." Price known for his puns, of course. Yeah, no, Twitter's not happy about this, and obviously, really annoying. Like, look, I am not going to say just arbitrarily, unconditionally love this game, because I have my issues with it too. It does have the worst user interface in gaming at the moment, and I still don't understand what the fucking point of making us wait 2.5 weeks to actually start prestiging in the game is. I don't see what 2.5 weeks could do. What development that is. I'm assuming that it's just so that they can throw it out with Warzone and DMZ. But why? Just let us prestige from the start, dude. Really don't understand that. Little bits like that are annoying. But man, so is Twitter. I understand criticizing this game. I think that's very important. But Twitter's just annoying, dude. There's something really annoying about Twitter, where it's like this sort of trickle-down effect, where the people, all of these streamers, all of these people, pro players and stuff like that, they do this annoying thing. They have this annoying habit of basing whether the game is good or not, whether it's a quality product with good gameplay and flow and visuals and everything like that, entirely based on whether or not they're good at it, whether or not they can do well in the game, and how well they can do in the game is completely the only thing that's factored into whether the game is good, which is complete freaking horseshit, dude. And unfortunately, the side effect to that, the offshoot to that, is that all of their fans and supporters jump on that bandwagon too, and they have all of these issues that really don't apply to them and don't matter, and that's why you end up with all of these sort of incoherent mess where it's like, oh no, this is the problem, oh no, this is the problem, this is the issue, this is the issue. And that's because all of these streamers and pro players, they get frustrated with the game. So again, they base their opinion on the game on how good they are at it, but that's different for each player, and so it can't be universal fixes for Infinity Ward. But all of these streamers and pro players are getting mad and saying, why haven't you fixed this Infinity Ward? That's because your issue contradicts another issue, and you all have such different issues because you are basing whether or not it's good on your individual preferences within the game. But that's not an objective viewpoint. That's just, I'm not having a good time because you didn't entirely cater to me out of what is a record-breaking Call of Duty in terms of player base. But no, you didn't cater to me, and just me, and so I'm annoyed, and I think the game is bad. And unfortunately, that trickles down to all of the fans, like I said, and it's just become completely arbitrary and shit-flinging, and they complain about the most bizarre things. Now, let me tell you something. Lean in. I'm going to whisper something to you. The border crossing map is fine. It's fine. It's people on Twitter act as though it's just cars, like Piccadilly. It's just a big space full of cars. There are totally 2 runways along the side that are completely safe, and there's 2 bases that are safe too with no cars. Yes, some of the cars explode, but once they do it once and it's done. It adds a little bit of variety to it, a sort of the floor is lava or obstacle course, if you will, and I think it makes for interesting gameplay, and it can look really epic sometimes. And yeah, once it's done, and that's cover, and that's it. I don't have a horrible time on this map, and honestly, I don't think most people do. But your streamer does, your favorite streamer does, and your pro player does, and you'll get plenty of likes for saying you do too. And so that becomes the conversation surrounding it. I even saw people on Twitter say that this is the slowest Call of Duty ever made. That's just not true, is it? I mean, that's just genuinely not true, because the maps aren't that much bigger than they were back in the COD 4, the glory days. And you have tactical sprint now, you have slide now, you have dolphin diving now. So that's just completely not the case, is it, at all? And people saying that there's no flow. I mean, personally speaking, I know this is quite subjective, but I feel as though this game probably has the best flow of any Call of Duty game I've ever played. It flows tremendously well, and I really connect with it, and I think a lot of people probably do. But Twitter, for whatever reason, man, these streamers, these pro players, I'm going to make a video about them in the future, but I just wanted to talk about this now and get it off my chest. But I guess I will see everyone later.